Hello and good morning. Welcome to Live with Love, a spiritual channel. It's a spiritual channel. I always do the Return of Thunders. I'm going to do them later. But in this one, I wanted to talk about growing, healing, and evolving. You know, everyone, all of us, we all go through things. We all go through things in life. And it's like you have to overcome it. You have to grow. You have to heal. You have to evolve from all this shit. All this shit. And I'm gonna tell you, the most traumatizing thing, the most devastating thing, or the biggest thing that ever hurt me in my life was being married. It was being married, because you know, you think you're gonna get married and be married forever, right? You can have kids and you know, you think you're okay, and then it wasn't okay. Like, it was like, you know that you grew and you healed from this shit when you could talk about this shit and you don't cry anymore. So I don't cry anymore. But it took me years, to get to that and not cry anymore, because it was a point in time I couldn't talk about being married or the divorce or the ex-husband. I could never talk about it because I would cry. It's like I just couldn't. I was hurt. I was still hurt by it. And New York City. I was still hurt by it. So, and then I was like, I couldn't talk about it. I would just start crying, and it was hard. It wasn't hard to explain. Damn, all these sirens. Okay, they got a little faint, but it's still there. Like, it's New York City. I am in New York City. The sirens, I'm around the police cars, the fire trucks, the ambulance, anything noisy, the metro, the MTA is here, the Long Island Railroad, everything is here. Everything is here. So it's gonna be noisy, and I am so sorry about the noise. It doesn't matter what time it is, you're gonna hear some kind of noise, and it's just like, I'm sorry. But what was I saying? I was like, it took years to get to the point where you no longer cry about what hurt you or what traumatized you or what, you know, when you know that you no longer can cry. Like, you don't cry about this shit no more. It's like you got over it and you healed yourself. I had to heal myself from, it was just so devastating to me, because I never married before. But my first marriage, you get married, you have the kids, and you know, you want the house, the car, you want all this shit. And then it's like, I had everything. The house, the cars. I was like, you know what? Take everything. I think he left me for like a girl that was like 10, 11 years younger than me. I was like, she don't even have nothing. I was like, she can't do nothing for you. And it was just like, you know, back then, like, you know, we was all karmic at one point in time. You know, you talk your shit, I would talk my shit right back. It's like, the fuck. And then it's like, you know what, it was just like devastating. So I just was like, you know what, stay over there, keep everything. I don't want it. You know, I got my little tiny apartment. No, I couldn't leave because I couldn't take care of myself. And then I was like, fuck. I was just trying to go to school. I was trying to get my bachelor's. I wanted my degree so I could get a better job and make more money. I'm like, yo, like, this is for us. Like, you know, we're gonna be good. Like, I wanted him to go to school, get his certification. And, you know, I just wanted to be great as a team. But he was like my opponent. Like, he was just always jealous of me, always jealous. When I got the job in the courthouse, he was like, oh, you're never gonna get that job. They would never hire you. That was that. When I became a notary, he like, oh, you're never gonna become a notary. You'll never get your license. You'll never pass that test. I passed the test. And the notary license date, it's his birthday. It's like, you know what? And it was because he hated the fact that I was trying to do something with my life and trying to progress and just be something, make something of myself. But it was like, I wanted him there, but he never wanted, like, it was like he was always against me. It was like, whatever I did, it was never good enough, and I kept trying to make myself better. I kept trying to do things to make things easier, and then it's like he would just do things to make things hard. So he wanted to leave. I was like, go. I was like, you're not doing nothing to me. Then it was like I couldn't take care of myself. I was living on Fordham in the Bronx. My rent was like $1,400. Then I had to pay light and gas, and I had to do everything. And I was like, I couldn't take care of myself. So it was like I had to stay, and I didn't want to stay. And then I had to stay because I couldn't take care of myself. And I prayed. I just prayed, and I was like, you know what, God, like, and I would always do cleansings and baños back then. I would go to the botanica, do my candles, you know. People was always doing work. He was doing work too, you know. He was doing work, but I never thought that the person that I was with was doing work against me. But he was doing work the whole time. So I'm like, you know, people always say, why are you with him? He's so stupid. Like, he's so dumb. And it's like, you're so smart, or you're so, like, you're too, they would say to me, like, you was too good for him. And I was like, you know, I guess I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone at that time, because I just wanted someone to be there. So then that's why I stayed, because I didn't want to be alone. And it was like, I wasn't happy. I wasn't treated right. I was always cheated on. Like, he left. And then it was like, you know, and then I was like, I had to drop out of college. I had to get a job. I was on public assistance, and I had to work for my public assistance. And that's how I started working in the courthouse. It was through public assistance, because we all go through shit. And then when I got the job, he was like, you never gonna get that job. By the grace of God, I got the job. I was able to take care of myself. I was able to take care of the kids. I got this apartment. I've been here since 2008. I was working in the courthouse in 2006, but I've been here since 2008, and I've been here ever since. You know, I was still married, so he was supposed to move with me, but he, you know, his mom was always somewhere else, or he always had somebody else. He always had somewhere else to go. So I'm like, oh, you want to go? So go. Fucking go. I was like, because I got my own place. I got my own place now. I can take care of myself. Like, I don't need you. That was that. The divorce was finalized. No, the divorce took 4 years to get finalized, because he tried to take me for everything. Take me for my pension. I gave him the cars. I gave him everything. I was like, just go. I don't want nothing from you. I was like, all I wanted him to do was like to take care of the kids, and to, like, when they go to college, like, pay for college, like, help me help them be great. You know, I was like, we don't have to deal with each other, but I was like, be responsible for your kids. That was that. Like, me and him, we don't speak. We're not friends. It came to the point where he tried to rob me in my apartment. Like, I had to change the locks in my apartment, because I knew I had someone stay here, and then, you know, we all spiritual. We all, like, know shit. He was like, yo, is it all right if I change your locks? I was like, change my locks. Sure enough, the next day, a key was broken in my door. And I was in Disneyland, because I was like, I always wanted to go to Disneyland with the kids. So I took, you know, I left him, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Disneyland. And I went to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland by myself with the kids. No, and I went with my girlfriend at the time. Like, my friend, like a girlfriend at the time. We're not even friends no more. But it's like, you know, it was like a trip for myself. You know, like, you know, I'm in Disneyland. I was so happy, like a big kid. You see little Tinkerbell at the castle, like the castle at night, the fireworks, and it was just so beautiful. It was a nice experience, and I had a good time, and I was happy. I was happy to be by myself, and I was a single mother with my kids, and I was like, and I was doing it by myself, and I was I was all right. You know, this fucking guy, you know, so I'm out there having fun. He's trying to break into place and steal my furniture and whatever I got, he wanted to steal it. There's cameras here, but there was no cameras in the elevator at the time. And I couldn't prove it. Black magic, you can't prove black magic. You can't prove it. People gonna think, they're not gonna believe you. They're not gonna wanna listen to you. So he was always doing stuff. He was just always doing things to sabotage me, my life, mess up the kids. It was like, what was it? I think the child support orders. I had to go to it was child support. He owes like $60,000 in child support. That's that. The visitation, it had to be with the police, so I had to go to the police station every weekend, and we had to split the holidays, and it was just terrible because I would have no communication with the kids. It was like they had to have a phone since they were 5 years old. My kids always had a phone because I needed to keep in contact with them, and then I'm a single mother and I'm working, and I had to let them go to school by themselves, like do things on their own, because I couldn't be there because I had to work and I had to take care of the home. I had to provide. Like nobody helped me provide. Like I had to provide, so I had to work and I had to have them, you know, be a little responsible. Like they had their own house keys, they had their own cell phones at 5 no, not they didn't have their own house keys, but you know, I had a babysitter that would pick them up and stuff, but it was always a mess. Violation of the violation of the order of protection that had me arrested, and then I'm there and I'm taking care of my kids. I never go to pick up the kids from the babysitter, and I had to call them from the police station and let them know that I'm coming home. I had to go to the police station or whatever. No, I was working in the courthouse, and I was like, you know what, I had a warrant for my arrest and I didn't understand. So I asked, like, what should I do? And they said, just go there. I went there, and then they arrested me, and I'm like, why are they arresting me? And then this guy, what he did, he put like I violated the order of protection, and he had me arrested. And then I was arrested, and I wasn't released until he had to come to the police station and sign release documents so that I could be released from jail, because he put me in jail because I called him to ask him for help. Like I needed help. I needed milk for the kids, or I needed something for the kids. I was like, can you? And he didn't want to answer my calls. He didn't want to help. He didn't want to do anything for me. He just made everything. He made my life a living fucking hell. That's what he did. He made my life a living hell. For all these years, I never remarried because I was like this, and I never dated. Like when the kids were little, I didn't date because I didn't want to deal with the drama. I didn't want to deal with it. I was like, you know what, I'll date later in life, because I was dealing with hot mess. And he did black magic on the kids, and him and his fucking little old ugly ass girlfriend, I don't even know, I don't even care. These people, they're just so low class, and it's just like, you know, I'm just glad that it's not a part of my life. I'm glad to get past it. I don't cry about it anymore. It's like over. The kid, but it was hell. It was hell. You know, he doesn't help me, doesn't pay child support, I don't communicate with him because he got me arrested. Like, what the fuck? I'm trying to do everything, and I'm providing, and I'm doing everything by myself, and then how you gonna try to stop me? He always tried to stop me from doing what I had to do for myself, for my children, or, you know, he always tried to make me look like the bad person. And then I was worried about my job, because you can't have any criminal records. If you're working in the courthouse, it's gonna be a problem. So I had to go and I had to clear that up. I had to like turn myself in and clear that up. And what's the problem? And it's a domestic problem. This is family court. But the judges in family court never helped. Nobody ever helped. And I was always going to family court, back and forth through court. And I'm working in the courthouse, and I always had to excuse myself or have a little bit of time so that I can go to family court. Every time I go to family court, they'd never helped me. Even if I was working in Supreme Court, they never helped me. Nobody ever helped me with anything. I had to sit there and I had to grow and I had to heal from all this shit. People always doing shit. Courthouse people, the ex-husband. It's like, it's just all this shit. Like, people just coming for me all the time, and I had to grow, I had to heal, I had to evolve from all this shit. And it's like, I know better, I know the system, I know I don't deal with people, because it's like the person that you care for the most is the one to hurt you in the worst way. So I think I had to file for bankruptcy, like 100 grand. It was like 100 grand bankruptcy, because it was like the cars, it was just all this stuff. It's like I just lost everything, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I just start over. It's all right. But I've been here this whole time. Like, I haven't moved. I've been here, but I changed my number. I don't deal with people or situations. Once I see it for what it is, I leave. Like, I'm not staying here. And then, but you know, everything in life, we all go through things in life, and it's like you have to grow from it, you have to heal from it, you have to evolve from it. Not everyone is the same kind of person. Not every man you meet is the same kind of man, you know. So then it's like I try, but then every man that I meet now is like, I'm spiritual, so then they're spiritual, but then they're the dark kind of spiritual, so they end up doing work against me. They do work against me, then they end up all fucked up because they coming for me. Like, what you coming for me for? I'm supposed to be helping you, hello. But no, they get mad, they get jealous, they try to stop you, they try to do all this stuff. I went through this with the fucking bastard I married years ago, and then it's like I keep going through the same shit, like the same kind of stuff. But it's, I leave. I always leave. I don't put up with nobody's shit. I'm like, I'm not going through this shit. I done went through enough shit. I'm not going through nobody's shit. Like, oh hell no. But you know when you have healed, you have healed from something, when you're able to talk about it and you're not crying anymore. Like, I'm not crying anymore about it. Like, I can laugh about it. My daughter's 20. She'll be 21 in January. My son is 19. He'll be 20 in January. So it's like all those hard times are past me. So people say, oh, you wish you was 20 again? You wish you was 30 again? No. No, I don't wish I was that age again. Like, I'm so happy to be over the past. The past is the past, is the past, is the past, is the past. And I don't want it over here. I don't want it over here. If you can't meet me at a certain level, then there's no reason to deal with each other. Like, you know, no, I'm not putting up with nobody's shit. And it's like, I know not everybody is the same. You don't have to be mean to everybody, but it's like, you know, when you had to deal with toxic, hot, nasty mess, and then people come to you, and then they want to talk to you, and then they want to give you that same hot, nasty, toxic mess, and then they think that you're gonna stay. They think that you're gonna stay because you're nice. You know, I'm nice because I'm just naturally nice, but I'm nobody's fool. It's whatever. I just wanted to talk about growing, healing, evolving to a better human being. It takes time. It takes time. It takes years. I know that. So when I say, like, you know, get over it, you know, I say that. It took me years. I filed for my divorce in 2009. My divorce wasn't finalized until 2013. Then the kids were still small. And then it was like, I was just war. like war. You ever heard of the movie War of the Roses? It was like, it was just war. Like I couldn't change my name, I couldn't do anything, and it was just constant war. It was hell. It was, you know, my mouth was crazy. It was reckless. It was like I don't even think he would have the nerve to speak to me this day, because he's probably scared. So we don't speak at all. We don't speak at all. But it's like I grew, I healed, I evolved. I'm better. I'm still spiritual. That will never go away. I still light my candles. I do my baños. Like I have perfected this. This is my spiritual splash. Like I do that. I have been doing that forever. My mom asks me to give her some. I always have it, and she asks me to give her some. So when I give her some, it's like she's putting it all over, like oh my god. Like it's because she's doing shit. She needs protection. But you know, I don't say anything. It's like you can see it, but I don't say nothing. But I just wanted to talk about growing, healing, and evolving. Like, I know it takes time. It takes years. It does not happen overnight, because it took years. It took years to get over that. Whatever I was going through, it took years to get over being married. Like, to being married and going through divorce and the kids, the black magic. Like, magic in a relationship, like, you know, when someone is doing black magic against you, and then it's the person that you love, the person that you're sleeping with, someone that you're right next to, they're the ones doing the most evil against you. I don't know, you just gotta pay attention to this shit, because everybody does it. And once you wake up from it, then you're going to notice everybody's doing this shit. Everybody's doing it. And then you don't want to think, oh, people don't do that, nobody's doing that. But everybody knows a little bit of something. If they are unaware or unawakened to it, you just have to leave them alone. It's like you can help a person, but then sometimes you can't help them. You have to let them ruin their lives, and you know, later in life, maybe they'll figure themselves out and figure where they go wrong, and they can, I don't know, it's not my issue. I don't deal with other people's shit. You know, I try to just deal with my own shit, because it's a lot of shit, and there's always something. This is just one thing, but it's always something. It's always something. Just pay attention, grow, you heal, you evolve, you become a better person with time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And I just wanted to talk about that today. I'll come back later, do my return to senders and stuff. I always do my return to senders, like send all that energy back, like the hell with all of y'all. And you know, I'm doing the return to senders now. I wasn't doing them before. So it's all the work that people have been doing from the past, years past. It's like now everything is breaking, because I'm doing the return to senders. I'm doing them consistently. And it's just breaking everything. There's no names on here. It's just energy. It's just work. People have been doing work for years. For years they've been doing this. All a return to sender does, it just clears it out. That's all a return to sender does. So I would recommend for everyone just to do a return to sender. Like, you're not hurting nobody. You're gonna make your life so much better. Things are just gonna get better. Spells are gonna start breaking. People are gonna change. Things are gonna change. And it's like, wow, like, it's magic. It's magic the whole time. Like, oh my God. Grow, heal, evolve. Always lead with love. Stay positive. Stay positive. Don't be mad. Don't hate nobody. Like, I don't hate nobody. I don't curse. I don't curse no more. No, I curse. But, you know, I try to control that. And I try not to hate anyone. I just don't deal with you. Like, you know, I forgive you. Whatever happened, happened. I don't fuck with you. Don't come over here. That's all I'm saying. Don't come over here. Hell no, don't come over here. Leave with love. Leave with love. Stay positive, vibe high. I'll see you later. Bye.